All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Community Services Commission meeting of July 8th, 2024. And I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:36 p.m. May I please get a roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Vogel,
Here.
Commissioner Samuels,
Here.
Commissioner Bissner.
Here.
Commissioner Field is out of the meeting today, excused absence. Commissioner Lai,
Here.
Commissioner Moore,
Here.
and Commissioner Plotkin.
I'm here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Commissioner Moore, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on to the first item or second item, approval of the June 10th, 2024 Community Service Commission meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second, Anthony.
Can we get a roll call vote, please?
I have a question.
Yes,
Can you hear
Commissioner
me?
Plotkin.
Oh, good. And one of the things I said in the last meeting, I recommended a community forum, and it said a friendly, something friendly. I don't have the agenda in front of me, but it said a friendly recommendation or something.
Amendment?
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. What's a friendly amendment?
It's an addition to a motion that has already been motioned, but there is a change to it. So we add a friendly amendment to include that change.
Okay. I like friendly. That's good. I just want to know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Samuels,
I'll abstain.
Commissioner Bissner,
Yes.
Commissioner Lai,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Plotkin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to item number 3, review and approve the summer 2024 field use request for South Pasadena Little League.
Good evening, Commissioners. In your packet is a memo with the application requests from South Pasadena Little League. This is for summer use of the field at Burke only from June 26th through August 28th, which is on Wednesdays only from 8 to 2. And as the commission knows, SPLL is a regular user, and we would like to have the commission consider reviewing and approving this field request for the South Pasadena Little League.
Do we know what events are taking place on Wednesday? Is it just a summer league or
For their request or in general?
just for their request? Yeah.
I didn't ask. Let me check it might just be some additional practice times for the summertime.
Is it not Little League as well? I mean,
It's for summer baseball clinics for Little
Oh.
League.
Oh,
Okay, thank you. Are there any more questions?
Is that
Is-
listed anywhere in the,
It's on the application on the first page. It says reason for request towards the middle. It says SPLL would like to have summer baseball clinics.
I have a question. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if I'm getting
Yes,
through.
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. My question is, does Little League charge for this?
We do not charge Little League or AYSO.
No, I know that. My question is, does
Oh.
Little League charge for it?
That I don't know, and
Mm.
it's not really, we don't ask those questions.
So,
Whatever Little League or AYSO charges for their membership, for their camps, or their clinics, we don't really get involved in.
I bring that up because we didn't allow another camp to do it, and they charge, and we would have gotten 15,000, and we deferred for that, which I was kind of miffed. And I was just curious if Little League charges for it too, which was,
Yeah, I don't know if they charge or what their charge is.
okay. Yeah, so I guess next go around, I guess I'd like to know if they charge.
Okay,
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the summer field request?
just so, uh, can you hear me? Sorry. Just so Steve knows,
yes,
Little
Yes.
League does, not pay the city for rental, but they do contribute back significantly towards the maintenance of the fields and the diamonds every year. So
I'm-
it
yeah, I'm a-
rather than, I believe, rather than the city charging the organization for field rental, they kind of pay the organizations, Little League and AYSO, pay the city in kind to help to refurbish and maintain those fields.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware of that. Yes, thanks. I just wonder if we bypassed charging, we okaying another place to have a clinic there because Little League didn't want it. That was my thing, and because if Little League is turning around and charging Little League members to do it, I think there's a problem with that for me. But I will go ahead with that because it's already in place this year, and the other organization I believe has dropped out anyway, so it's moot.
Yeah, I would just say that Little League and AYSO do charge registration fees.
Oh, I know
Um,
that.
So,
Yeah.
and so, I'm sure Little League does and will charge a fee for those clinics.
Mhm.
And again, in return, will provide, infrastructure improvements and maintenance fees back to the city.
Right.
And yeah,
and keeping in mind with our guidelines of our department, AYSO and Little League offer these programs for our youth. So the city is not to charge them because they are offering services to the community youth.
What is the fee waiver? What is the?
That means that we are requesting that the commission does not incur a fee, which we do not charge the Little League or AYSO use of fields.
I understand that. I hate to break in. I'm not sure where, but I understand that during the regular season. But this is a summer season, so it's a different kind of animal.
It is the summer season. It's just for a couple of weeks, yes. But the field is available, and as long as, excuse me, AYSO and Little League are okay to use the space during the summer months, from staff's point of view, from city's point of view, we don't see an issue.
As long as that the issue that I brought up a while ago was that the other organization wanted to use it, but Little League didn't want them to.
It's not that we don't want them to. It's like, again, going back to our guidelines, Little League and AYSO, they're South Pasadena based organizations, and they are doing programs for our youth. Outside organizations, they're coming from different cities, so we want to be mindful of who we approve field permits to, because obviously we are limited on field space and we want to maintain and take care of our fields as much as we can. And as Commissioner Samuel said, both Little League and AYSO do put in funds into the maintenance of the fields.
Or
That's
I
a
know,
mutual agreement.
okay.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the field use permit?
I'll move to approve the field use request for South Pasadena Little League.
Can we get a roll call vote?
Yes. Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Samuels,
yes.
Commissioner Bissner,
Yes.
Commissioner Lai,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Plotkin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to item 4, review and approval of the fall 2024 field use request for AYS. Lucy, are you going to speak on that as well?
Yes, I am, if I don't choke. Tonight here in your packet is a request for the fall regular season for AYSO. This is a regular user who uses our fields for fall practices and games. They are requesting use of Orange Grove, Arroyo South, and Arroyo North. The dates and times are listed. It would be September 1st through February 28th, Monday through Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just two minor things to keep in mind, which AYSOs always work with the city. Halloween event, we don't allow anyone to be on the field because that's where we host our Halloween event at Orange Grove Park. And the start time, staff is requesting to have AYSO start at 5 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. because there is a field request coming in from Holy Family. They've reached out to me. They haven't put in the application because their coach just resigned. So I don't want to have that interference. So kindly requesting if AYSO is able to work with us for Orange Grove Park only, for Orange Grove Field. And as of right now, I don't have any maintenance schedule closure dates, but staff recommendation would be to approve this request.
Would changing the start time from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. also push back then the end time from 9 to 10?
It would still be the same
It
end
would still
time.
be the same?
Yes.
Okay.
And AYSO and Little League, depending on if it's football season or soccer season, they usually work with the city as well as with Holy Family so that we can have that little bit of time so that their kids can utilize our field at Orange Grove because again, they are a South Pasadena based school with kids who live in South Pasadena as well.
Are there any other questions?
This might be more kind of a general question, but since these are, I guess, South Pasadena-based organizations that provide services to or clinics and classes to South Pasadena, is there a reason why we don't list them on the recreation list of classes offered by the city? I know that Pike Gymnastics, they have their own programs, but they also list some of the gymnastics classes, say for the tots,
Mhm.
on the city's website.
We do list PAKE and some other organizations because there is a percentage where the city retains a percentage of the fees that are collected.
I see.
With AYSO and Little League, we don't charge them. But what we can do, depending on space, we can probably publish that, fall registration is open for AYSO or spring registration is open for Little League. That's something we can work with them individually.
Okay. Might it be worth looking into perhaps down the road if we're going to continue this arrangement where we're waiving the fees to invite them to register onto this platform in exchange for continued waiver of fees or
Registering through the city's platform?
through the city's platform, correct?
I think each entity would have to do their own registration so
Right.
that they could collect the registration fees.
Got it. Okay, understood. Thank you.
Commissioner Samuels, do you have a question or a concern?
Holy Family has traditionally been a non collaborative organization at Orange Grove when they're there. There's been a lot of controversy with the football coach there and our coaches. Very territorial. If there's a way to move them down to the Arroyo versus Orange Grove, that would be agreeable because there's more space there. I know it's more inconvenient because maybe the kids walk from Holy Family to Orange Grove, but if they could take a portion of the field instead of the whole field, a lot of times that time slot is reserved for very little kids. And so it can be, it's not a great idea to have like those big kids playing football and the little kids playing soccer and having them allowing them to have more space in the Arroyo might be better. But I'm not going to vote on this, but that's just my feedback for you all in terms of
Okay.
allocating space and giving.
And is your recommendation for Arroyo North or South,
Yes,
or either one?
I would say north.
North. Okay.
All right, I'm sorry. All right. I'm gonna put a little history here. Historically, Holy Family's been using that time slot for over 25 years. And there's only one overlap, and granted, I'm not involved in this anymore, between 4 and 4:30, if I have the time slot right. Okay, and it's only affects one day a week or more?
It's 5 days a week at Orange Grove, usually 3:30 to 5.
Yeah.
That's when they start their practices.
And I think in the past, the problems have come up where the ASO coaches weren't advised properly that there was going to be an overlapping at that time. And so as again, going back to history on it, the Holy Family has just sort of used that time with permission from ASO that they would work together. So
But it sounds like your information is a little wrong. It's not one day and it's not a half an hour. It's 5 days and a full hour.
okay,
So I
Okay.
don't know if it's history has changed or if it's just different now. Just like every other sports organization, they're wanting to use more time, which is totally understandable, more time and more space. And I'm just saying that, and to your point, maybe we start at 5, but the overlap and there needs to be more clear communication that like this is what they're going to use and kind of just make sure that everyone's aligned.
Can I suggest, I know that a lot of times they follow your lines and go north-south. Maybe we restrict them to kind of east-west so that you have that other side, because that's where the balls were going. Would that help?
We tried
Oh, okay.
and maybe, but I think just kind of complete separation would be beneficial for everyone. And maybe with the new coach, that'll be different.
Right.
But it's just been a challenge.
I just didn't know if
Yeah.
you tried that. Okay, no, thank you. We will talk about the Arroyo with them.
So let me get this clear. We have AYSO soccer for youngers there, and we all have Holy Family football, or is it soccer? at the
It's
same
right
time?
now, for the fall, it would be flag football.
Flag football.
Yes.
Do I have to make a motion for that as well, or? No. All right, do I have a motion to approve item 4?
Motion that we improve item 4.
Do I have
Uh,
a second?
I'll second Anthony.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Chair Vogel,
Yes.
Chair Samuels,
I'll abstain.
Commissioner Bissner,
Yes.
Commissioner Lai,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Plotkin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to item 5, cancellation of August commission meeting. Are you gonna say it?
We are requesting to cancel the regular commission meeting of August for the Community Services Commission and postpone that to the regular commission meeting in September. That week on Wednesday, we are planning to have a meeting at the golf course regarding the golf course comprehensive plan. And we would like to invite all of our commissioners to attend that evening and brainstorm and provide ideas and feedback, suggestions as to what would go into the comprehensive plan for the golf course. So I would need a motion from the commission to cancel the August meeting and resume our regular meeting in September.
Are the items from the August meeting just gonna be moved on to the September meeting?
Yes.
All right, do I have a
que-
motion? Oh, sorry.
A question, if the meeting is it possible that I join the meeting if it's down at the golf course? Is there a Zoom possibility for me to be in attendance?
I don't believe we have the capability of doing that, Commissioner Plotkin.
You'll
I
miss
will
my
try,
insight.
I'll launch Zoom from my phone. And if you can listen in, we'll try to put my phone near where, yeah, so if you
You'd
kind
be
of,
able to participate that way, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to vote on any matters. Not that we're voting on any matters that night.
right,
It's just going to be an informational meeting to gather ideas from different stakeholders.
Yeah, you can
Or
use
maybe-
FaceTime as well.
yeah, maybe
might be easier.
Commissioner Bissner can help you connect, since she helped you connect tonight.
Laptop.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't think
take-
there'll be internet, so you'll need to do it from your phone.
Oh, yeah, down in the Royal.
Yeah. So it'll have to be phone-based.
Probably.
I'll take any help I can get.
Okay, we will do
Thank
whatever
you.
we can
Thank you.
to include you.
Who are the stakeholders that are going to be there?
We have 2 meetings that night. 5 PM will be geared towards the golfers only and 7 PM to the general public.
Where's it gonna be held there in that,
In the clubhouse,
So that's going to replace the August meeting.
correct. So you will not get an agenda packet like you usually get because it would just be a regular meeting, an informational meeting at the golf course,
August?
7th.
I have a question.
I'll send you a flyer once we have it ready. It's in draft form right now, but once it's finalized, I will be sure that everyone on the commission receives one.
And how are we classifying golfers? Like, I went to the driving range like 2 weeks ago. Does that mean I get to go?
Yes, you
I
qualify.
can show up,
Yes, I'm general public because I don't golf at all, but I do have some,
but if I wear some golf attire, then I'll fit in.
yes. You'll pass.
A golf glove.
You need a shirt with the collar, though.
There you go.
I will move to cancel the August 12th commission meeting for the Community Services Commission.
We have a second.
Second.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Samuels,
Yes.
Commissioner Bissner,
Yes.
Commissioner Lai,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Plotkin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to item 6, city council liaison communications.
Let's stick to one topic here. So much went on the last week. The main thing that went on last week is the uh, the city council and the city manager, Harmony Chaparian, decided to go separate ways. So Harmony has gone her way and we've gone our way. And right now the city is looking for a full-time city manager. In the interim, the council has appointed Sheila Posh and Police Chief Bryant to share the function of city manager. The two, Sheila and Brian, have met and have come to an agreement as to what who takes responsibility for what departments, what things are decided, and that's effective. It's effective as of Monday of this week. So, actually, I think it was effective Thursday of last week. So that's probably the big news. That's right now. So Sheila and
You just can't get away.
yeah, we just won't let her go. Okay, and
Never gonna retire.
so the council has put up an ad for we're looking right now for a new city manager, and for the time being, we have the co-managers, and we're also looking for an interim city manager. We might find the interim before a city manager, or we may find a city manager in the process. So that's the big news. Any questions on it?
I just had a
It-
question. Oh,
I did too.
okay. How long does it usually take to like go through all like the rounds of hiring and then come out with a city manager.
I'm excused. How long will it take for what?
How long does it usually take to like hire a interim city manager?
I have no idea. I do have an idea, okay? It'll probably be 2 to 3 months. But that's my opinion, and it could take longer than that. If we have an interim city manager, then it may take much longer than that.
My question is, Sheila's going to be two jobs, doing community services and an interim?
You got it,
Sheila?
yes.
Yes, that is correct. She will be doing dual positions. This is Lucy responding for her.
I have a follow-up question to that. I thought the city was looking for searching far and wide for Sheila's replacement.
They will be, yes. Right now that is on hold, but once Sheila retires, that recruitment will be open again.
I have a question.
thought you retired, and I thought the search had begun.
The recruitment was open, but her retirement date was not until July 14th. But right now she has rescinded her retirement and will be staying on for a few more months to help out the city in a different capacity.
Same capacity, added on responsibilities.
That too.
Okay.
My question is, does the city truly have to look far and wide for a replacement for Sheila? Don't we have people close and near?
We do, but that is not up to us at this time. So the recruitment is closed at this time. Once we figure out who that city manager is coming in, the process will open up again
Okay.
or restart, you know. But they think
Well,
they
I
received
hope-
over 120 applications, so they got a lot to review between now
Oh,
and.
yeah.
For city manager or
No,
for
for my
community
position.
services? 120? That's great.
Not saying they're all qualified, but those are the applications
Did
that turned in.
did someone start to review them?
Our HR department will review them. Make sure they hit qualifications and things like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, so.
My question is, will any of us be part of the interview panel for the new director?
I have no idea how they're going to do their recruitment at this time. Usually for a position like mine, it's panel of 3 people from the outside, usually 3 city managers from other cities. They give their recommendation to the city manager since I work directly for the city manager, and then that second interview by the city manager, they make their decision. If you're looking at a different position such as a fire chief or police chief, they go through a citizens interview process, then a professional interview process, and then a second interview with the city manager.
Seeing as though these recruitment processes take 1 to 3 to 6 months, or however long it might take. I know we're talking about the city manager in that instance, but equally as important of a position I would say the one that you're
Mhm.
unfortunately
Right.
vacating. Why stop? Why would they put a pause on?
I think
on that?
at this moment, there's a lot of unknowns going on with the city. This is actually very fresh, last week fresh.
Mhm.
So I think I'm still meeting with all the departments. And so, with the police chief and just understanding and meeting with all the councilmen to understand what their look forward is. Because they can't fill my position until I'm physically out of it. So I don't know if they want to move forward now but we haven't had that discussion yet. Like I said, it's just been
Well,
3 days. Like we're
I-
busy.
Don't you think it's in the best, I mean, city manager, number one, you were set to retire in 5
Mhm.
days. What was going to happen then?
Right. The
And-
process was going, right.
Okay,
And so,
and I'm,
yeah,
who
and
am
with
I?
last week happening, everything kind of is on a hold.
Right.
button. It's not totally stopped, it's just on a hold.
But it's not like that
Staying
role
now. Mhm.
will stop now that you have to do
Right.
117,000 new things.
Mhm.
And so it's odd that the city would take the perspective of pausing the search. And I understand, I mean,
Let me answer that. The search The search for a city manager is not paused.
No, I
Okay,
know that. We're
Okay.
talking about
and
Sheila's.
we're talking about Sheila. Right now, there was the decision of the council, could change in a week, okay? But in the end, a lot has happened, and in that period of time, we have two good people who've been with the city a long time, Chief Zelinski and Sheila. They know what they're doing, and right now they can share the duties.
And
and-
I'm not arguing with that at all.
Okay?
I'm
what's the question?
totally, I think they are both very capable.
Okay.
It's just there is so much to do. And with probably the primary, not the primary, but I guess one of the primary foci of your role now is going to be so much more.
Right.
And so why stop the momentum of trying to fill that role when in theory, in 4 days, that role would have had to have been filled or filled with an interim person. It seems a little,
This where I think you're off. In 4 days, it may not have been filled. May not have been filled for a month or two. Okay, it's a opening that we're looking to fill. We're looking to fill, and right now, we're in a situation where we have good leadership, and there was no need to fill that role immediately. We have we, meaning the council, has a little time now to think about it and how we actually want to handle it. And we may release it again for applications for in a week, 2 weeks, but to make that decision in one night or 2 nights or 3 nights, it could be, that decision could be put on.
I have a question, most probably to Jack, in that I would think it would be, it behoove everyone to have at least one member of the community services be part of the interview panel for the director.
Stephen, I don't know how that has been done in the past, so I don't know how to answer that question. So,
All right, I think we should move on to the next
with me.
item. Are we good to move on to the next item, or do you want to?
Anyway, the answer to that question right now, Mr. Potkin, is we don't know.
Yeah, well, I would suggest if you can make that happen.
Well, not a bad idea.
who would we need to talk to make that request? Jack?
Okay, what want to repeat your request to? Oh, okay,
Steve,
you got
do
it.
you want to repeat the request?
Have at least one member of the Community Services Commission be part of the panel for the interview process for the Community Service Director.
I can bring
will-
that
I will-
up in my meeting with the mayor tomorrow morning, just letting her know this is what the commission has requested. And then I'll also talk with Management Services Director Louis Frosto to kind of let him know as well, because he oversees HR, and to see kind of how they want to move forward with it.
Good. Yeah,
So
I don't
I'm
want to
not
be.
sure how involved I can be in it.
I agree
Well-
with that. I think that makes sense.
Yep. No problem.
I'm
I can
curious, what
I would
makes-
also, I also have sorry, Steve, go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm not sure what makes sense.
Steve, I will go to, I have a meeting with the mayor in the morning. I will let her know the request of the commission. I will also talk with the management services director who oversees HR of the request, because he sets up the panels for, any interview processes the city has. So I will relay that to the city manager as well as the management services director.
Thank
What
you.
was, what was going to be the plan if they didn't hire a replacement in 5 days?
Lucy actually was going to be the interim until there was somebody hired. Yes.
Why not go down that path since, and maybe that will still happen because the
Mhm.
council did just act on that last week. So it's still a
Ex-
possibility because
exactly.
you do have
Right.
bigger,
There's just
not
the- yeah,
bigger,
there's a few
different
unknowns.
fish, different
Yes,
fish to
yes,
fry. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thanks.
the urgency is not there right now. Okay. Thank you.
All right, are we ready to move on? All right, moving on to item 7, Commissioner Communications. Does anyone want to start off? I'll start. Just I know none of the staff are here, but if you could share our thanks because the 4th of July, the whole day I thought it was great. From the parade, I was setting up in the morning with Jordan. That was pretty fun. And I heard the fireworks show was pretty good. So if we could share our thanks for that.
Saw 'em up in the hills, really.
Yeah, I'll echo that. You guys busted your butts. It was
Long work day.
it
Jordan
was
told me he worked
long
like
day.
18 hours.
So thank you guys for that.
So,
Labor of love, though.
To that end, has it ever been have we ever explored the idea of finding volunteer support for the 4th of July festivities to give the staff, some of the staff, because it probably can't be no staff, but maybe to give some of the staff some time off or stagger the work, maybe high school, middle school, volunteers, people looking for community service hours, maybe something that we might want to explore because it is a long day. It's a lot to ask, but a lot of those, several of those activities seem like they could be, those posts can be manned or personed by volunteers, community members, get people involved in the process, in the program. Just throwing it out there as an option. I don't know if the staff likes to work on the 4th of July. Right? But maybe it's something we can explore.
No, thank you, Ryan. So as you know, the Festival Balloons Committee has been a committee in the standing committee in the city for about 40 years. They have done the parade and many of them are to the point where they don't want to be out in the sun anymore. I mean, these people have been doing it 40 years, so they're in their 70s, some are in their 80s, and they're very glad to hand it off because they just couldn't do it. And so with us, this is our second full year of taking it on. We had all hands on deck last year where there's more city staff working. And this year that we say all hands on deck and it was like, I don't want to work. So there wasn't a forced work for employees. Our part-timers did a great job with, we had a shift from 6 to 10 and then it was like 11 to 3:30 and then a shift from 5 to 10:30. So we broke up the day that way. We had Public Works obviously doing street closures. We handled none of that. We handled none of obviously the police barricades and things for streets and all that. We did a lot of cleanup along with Public Works. But I think it's just, I don't know if it's just us, but the 5 of full-time in community services, we're just there for the long haul, just making sure the day goes by. Jordan takes on the park side of it. So, we like last year, he didn't come to 4th of July. This year, he wanted to come to 4th of July or the fireworks side of it. So we try and break it up, but sometimes we just don't want to get broken up. And so out of the 5, there's only one that gets overtime. The other 4 were salary. So we work. So, but yes, we will. I think each year now we're learning more and more. We've had Gabe and his brother out every year helping out at the park in the morning, setting up. So I think doing kind of a all hands on deck, volunteers in the community would be an added thing that we start doing a little bit early and putting things in the paper and social media and saying, hey, if you'd like to do, we still have quite a few, like one of our announcers is a volunteer. We have like Alan Vlasich, who's at the front of the parade. Like Joe Payne still drives in the parade for us. So there's a few that are still around doing a few different things.
In support of Commissioner Plotnick, who's on the phone, maybe it's something that AYSO and Little League can help give back
That'd be great.
to kind of and garner some volunteerism.
Right,
I know we had a ton of people show up to volunteer for our
right.
thingamajig this year, and
Tons.
maybe we can kind of redirect them to things that you guys might need.
Okay.
So maybe that can be kind of a
I mean,
an
our
additional
scouts, they
little
come and, they hold the banners and things like that. So yeah, so that would be
clean
great.
up, give
Yeah.
kids like the claws and a
Oh, yeah.
bucket and have them clean up and,
Okay.
they could.
Sounds good.
make
We
it-
will add that to our list. We did our debrief today and we'll do a department-wide, a citywide debrief next week for all the departments to kind of give their input, but we will most likely add that. So thank you.
I appreciate Commissioner Samuels.
Would any of the commissioners like to say something else? Anyone else?
I do have one other thing. I was on a phone call with other commissioners. They were doing that, the commissioner assessment or commission assessment. And can't remember if it was safety or works or, but the chair of the public works or one of those commissions every year sits with the director and comes up with a list of projects or topics that they address every once a month. They pick one topic per meeting or one topic per month and try to expand or enhance the role of the commission to kind of take the lead on different things. I thought it made a lot of sense to me, and I was jealous because I think that our commission has a lot of potential, and I don't think we take on a lot of issues. I think it's more of a file and report and file commission. And I want, and I think we should look to enhance our role in the community. And so I would like to challenge the other commissioners and myself to come up with a couple of topics each and maybe bring them to the table, or I don't know if they're Brown Act things or how we want to handle it. Maybe this is something that maybe you guys can lead and we can submit them to maybe you, Lou, and we can kind of come up with a list and like a comprehensive list of things that we might want to take on. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts or feedback on that.
I just have one note. I remember we talked a little bit about that. There was a 2024-2025 comprehensive plan that was presented to us at a meeting. I'm not sure if you were there. So I think what you're saying is good. We should just, I think, adding on to that, we should maybe add more things to that comprehensive plan, like you said. So, like you said, we can maybe each contribute one or two things to that, and maybe Sheila can help us turn those into items.
So
that
you
we
said
could-
public works or public safety?
I don't recall.
Okay,
It
I'll
was
ask
either,
either- I'll ask
I
both.
think it was
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Because I think he might have, the gentleman, I think he said he works with Ted.
Okay, then
Um,
public
and
works.
that would be
Works.
Public Works, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well,
uh,
I'll talk with Ted too and ask him kind of what his process is and how he goes about it. So.
Yeah, and of
No,
course,
good
like
idea.
whatever we bring doesn't necessarily make the cut,
Right.
so that's something we all need to be aware of. But at least, I mean, I feel like this commission has a lot more to offer than approving AYSO and Little League permits and doing concerts in the park and picking the movies and picking the bands. I think things like that dial-a-ride conversation and things that have a more significant fiscal impact and I don't know, we have a lot of smart people here other than me, and that I think can really make an impact. So I'd like to see us.
Okay, let me talk with Ted and kind of see, kind of how he sets his platform up to work with that chair and kind of their projects he looks at too. But no, it's a great idea.
And in feeding with Commissioner Samuels, I wonder, is there, if we can get involved in the meeting for the work process, and we can have as many commissioners at that particular meeting, then it's a bigger table, more participants, but I wouldn't mind being part of that as well.
And that's fine. This is just something that we can agendize if I have more than, let's see, there's 7 of you. So I couldn't have, because of Brown Act, if we're all going to talk about this, it needs to be agendized in a meeting. Unless, if it's just working with the chair and then getting all those responses and then bringing them to the commission and asking, say, here's the list. What do you guys want to move forward with? And voting on it that way. But I can't have a meeting outside of this meeting.
So couldn't we have a meeting with community services managers and supervisors and commissioners and make it a public meeting?
Yes, just like we do for our commission meetings. It would just be a meeting just like this. So we could
It-
take
it-
one of these meetings and create that, add it
Right,
to the agenda or make it that meeting, but yes.
that would be great.
Moving on to item 8, staff liaison communications.
Okay, I'll talk before Luce. So Lucy already did touch on this. The golf course comprehensive plan community meetings are coming August 7th. It's a Wednesday night. First one's at 5, second one is at 7. You can come to either or if you're a golf expert or not. I know timing's always an issue of when you can get family fed and not fed, but they will be at the golf course. Also, we are sending a survey out at the end of the week that we will send out a huge email blast to constant contact, social media to get feedback. So if you are going through this survey and you're a golfer, the way you answer the question will redirect you to other questions in the survey. If you're not a golfer and you're like, oh, I haven't golfed there ever, but I've, only gone to the driving range, it'll drag, kind of drag you through another list of questions. So that will be going out. We're trying to hit as many people as we can to get, the maximum information, but we will start putting that information out on social media this week for the survey as well as the meetings. You will probably see signboards with QR codes that you could scan and do your survey as well. It's our first stop at trying to gather as much information through the survey and then the community meetings after. And then on July 17th, we will be bringing an award of contract to City Council for approval of a contract with RHA Landscape Design Architects for the, I was gonna say golf course comprehensive plan, but the park comprehensive plan. And so that is one thing that you as a commission will be huge part of because there's going to be so much from the turf to the irrigation to the lighting to the fields to the fencing to everything on parks, from playgrounds, tennis courts, pickleball courts that we don't have, everything. So this commission will be a huge part of that process. And so once we bring them on, they'll probably, we'll probably award a contract in July. They'll probably start some meetings and things in August, but we'll let you know of all those meetings. We'll have community meetings. We're actually going to have quite a few community meetings because golf is only one entity. When I look at the parks, we not only have AYSO, Little League, and Holy Family, but we have tons of people that come to our park. So we'll have a lot more community meetings. We'll have a few meetings that will just be with AYSO and just be with Little League, just be with those small groups to get more of what they want. And then have the larger groups for anybody and everybody to come say, hey, we want this, we don't like that, add this. We'll have a survey that goes out as well. So this commission will have a huge engagement with that through, it's a 16-month process, 18-month process. So though, if you do not come back on commission, you will still be our AYSO representative, sir. So you're not getting out of it.
There's someone taking over for me in AYSO too.
Really?
Yeah. So
I thought you had
Maybe
another like 3 years.
Nope.
Well,
3
you'll have,
months.
well, don't you,
Well,
you can
6
still
months.
give us your input though.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry.
I know. I won't even be here and I'll still hear from you. So, but no, so I mean, it's just
The 18-month process is for,
for the entire comprehensive plan. It'll cover every park, every
But-
bit of
but
open space.
not
every
the-
park, not the golf course.
got it.
So this is everything else but the golf course and like tennis and batting cages and stables. So all the other open space facilities you had, from skate park to dog park, everything, areas where we could put a park. But those are my two main things that I wanted to make sure that you're aware of, and you will get those via email as well. So I'm gonna turn it loose for all the other things.
When is that starting?
It awards on July 17th. And so
Of this,
this
this month?
Yeah, this month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, next week. Yeah. And then hopefully, once the agreement's signed by council and by the person from RHA, then we can move forward with the whole planning process. So hopefully August 1, we're hitting the ground running.
RHA?
Doesn't stand good, but-
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why is it that this didn't come to the community services first before it went to city council?
This is a competitive process. And so when we go out to bid, it's, a closed bidding process. And then we have to do an evaluation. So we bring our Public Works, because Public Works will have a huge hand in this, and our planning division of community development into this interview process, as well as an outside community services Parks and Rec director to get they interviewed 3 organizations. And when we are three organizations, and we came down to it, this organization covered all our bases, knows a lot about South Pass, and very reliable and reputable firm. And so we could have brought it here and just let you know, but the process that the city has to take for purchasing and contracts, we have to go through those processes. So it's just like any contract we go through.
But I do agree with Commissioner Plotnick, where
That's
the fact that
Plotkin.
this is, what did I say?
Watkins.
Plotkin, sorry.
Thank
Um,
you.
I apologize.
No
that-
problem.
To come to us a week before the contract is awarded without any feedback or knowledge that this is even happening?
Well, we
was
did,
it-
we talked about
was
the
it-
last meeting
Oh, we did? The last meeting, like a month ago?
a month ago.
Okay.
And we talked about how the RFP was going out and things like
Got it.
that, just about in the updates we give.
And how long has this process been going on?
This went out, we send it out, the RFP, May 6th.
Oh, so it's a pretty,
Mm.
very fast process. I don't see that mentioned in the notes from the last meeting.
It was probably in updates, but I don't think we type in everything we say. They're
Okay.
just action. But it's just something we do for all contracts. I would probably can tell you that most contracts don't go through commissions as much unless it's a large public works project. But it's something that this is how we've done it. This is the same thing we did with the golf and everything. So
Right, but not that the contract specifically needs to go through the discussion, but the fact that the work is being done or the assessment is being done, I think is somewhat significant. I think
Mhm.
it's great,
right.
but
Yeah, this falls under better utilizing our commission members and understanding we have strengths to bring to the table as well. And this is community services, yet we're just informed, but we don't have any input.
I'd agree with that. It should be noted in the notes that this whole process was done without knowledge of the Community Services Commission. Or even the fact that the city was interested in going down this path.
Noted. We'll get it off the minutes.
But thanks for doing it.
Okay, I will keep this part of the report brief. This information is from Jordan Bell, our program specialist. In regards to the summer Camp Med program, it is going very well. Average attendance last summer was around 70. So this year, our average weekly attendance is 81 kids, which is really good numbers. And we've had a 16% increase in registrations from last summer to this summer. So that's really good as well. Weeks 5 through 9, we are at full capacity, which is at 90 kids per week. And we are also getting ready for registration for the after-school program, which will be opening up next week on July 15th. So stay tuned for that. Any questions on Camp Med before I go on to Dial-A-Ride? Happy to report that we have received our 2 new electric vans. They're very nice looking. They're 100% electric, so we will have 100% electric fleet for the Dial-A-Ride van. They're not out on the streets yet. We are looking into getting them insured as well as putting the decals on so that it could be identified easily that it is for the transit division. They're model Ford E-Transit, and we were able to purchase them and get them in very quickly. There are 8 seats with one wheelchair capability. They're medium-sized vans, so we can access different parts of the city. Whereas with the bigger buses, it's a little harder, especially up in the hills. And they have good range battery, takes about 110 miles. So in theory, what that means is we probably don't have to charge during the day. We would have them charge overnight. So we're very excited to transport our seniors in all electric vehicles fairly soon. And that is all that I have for tonight. If commission has any questions.
Vans, just for doctor's appointments and,
Doctor's appointments, hairdresser, going to the market, pick up prescription, anything for any reason in South Pasadena and in Pasadena for medical appointments only, to certain
not
areas.
for anything pleasure, movie or concert.
No, but we do go, we do have monthly excursions. We'll take them, let's say, to Costco or Walmart or Target or a market that they like to go to up in Pasadena. So that those are monthly excursions that they can sign up for. You're welcome. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Commissioner Samuels. Okay. That's all I have, Chair.
All right, moving on to item 9. Sorry, I thought you had more. Continued public comment. Are there any public comment on Zoom? I'm guessing that's a no.
There are no public comments on Zoom or in the audience.
Okay, if none, then this meeting is adjourned at 7:34.
See you in September.
I see.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Good.